absolutely, remarkably, and radiantly, and radically, what would, I guess, be called a day today, has been expressed the most elegant and creative and expressive form of united one consciousness sort of leadership that has ever existed in the heart space center of being, of being. Truth. I mean, memory seed atom, adamantium particles, the heart space within me, my heart space, the heart space itself, and not only the heart space itself, but the understanding of the heart space that has, well, what I refer to as immortal qualities. But still, those qualities, what I call qualities, are actually aspects, which I consider aspects, which are aspects. And the truth is I have my own ascended understanding, ascension, of course, understanding of God, the Creator, and all things, being in tune with all that is, and advocating, or, for lack of a better word, having compassion and love flow through me as that being, as that vessel. So, yeah, today's, like, what was going on with, and this is a very lame-is form of explanation, but what was going on today was just like an incredibly wonderful display of light, trueness, and victory. The truth is, yeah, like, this is a victory. It is my victory. It is the victory of the Creator. The truth is, just pure meditation, believe it or not, in a way. But pure meditation and intention of love, and to know His love. I want to know His love, I want to, or that was kind of when I was meditating all day, oddly enough, I want to know His love. And, I was anchoring all these abilities and physical abilities, spiritual abilities in spirit, and I know my soul abilities and awareness of my oversoul and awareness of the multiverses and the universe and the multiple facets of creation that actually have the truth of the immortalityness of the soul in its own sort of unique, exclusive way. And what's amazing is that I never mentioned anything else so far. Like, I've just been talking about the divine self, the self, the universal consciousness, and the understanding of the connected universal consciousness from divine perspectives, perceptions, awarenesses, higher levels, and the overall awareness of the supreme being, the supreme creator, the supreme love, the absolute love, the truth of the love. And the thing is, it's absolutely true, and I believe in that so much. And so the truth is, the Creator, I want to know His love. I want to be in tune with everything, in tune with all that is, believing in, or not believing in, being in tune with all that is, but actually being in tune with all that is, and just knowing that the foundation is love. I mean, the foundation is love, and what I mean by that is everything's inside. And I believe that so much. I believe that, like, I can actually feel His eternal love, His eternal heart, His eternal love coming from His heart. And that's where we are. My love, our love, this love that we have for one another, this overall creational effort and this overall creational expansion really does expand into the expansiveness of who we are, because it is an expanding sort of awareness, consciousness of our own sort of intuition, for lack of a better word, our own ascension creation scale. I mean, the thing is, like, I know, like, I'm saying, like, I have my own paradise soul creational scale per thing, and scale is not really the right word. I mean, I guess I could use a scale. But the thing is, like, I know about paradise. I know about paradise. I build paradise. I work with paradise. I know about paradise. I've been integrating forms of paradise in so many different ways. But the point isn't to necessarily, just harp on the creations and, just making sure they're all in vibrations and continuing their evolutionary journey and just being aware of the different secrets of Salvington and Divinington and Seraphington and etc., etc. I mean, you know what I mean. Like, knowing the secrets to those that need to know the secrets. Meaning, like, which is kind of what happens instantaneously, if I would say, because that's kind of like a thing that just happens seraphimically. Not that I know about all their methods of transportation, because, today was actually about, integrating higher forms of transportation through what is the highest form of transportation, quote, transportation. So, yeah, the truth of just the element of higher consciousness integrating into consciousness, God consciousness, well, obviously God consciousness. I mean to say obviously God consciousness because that's higher vibrational level, creator level consciousness, creator level, it seems so obvious to me, but it is co-creation of beingness with a supreme being. And the thing is, like, it actually is really my light, and my, like, for example, that I created. Because the truth is, yeah, I did create, there's 12, I go so as far to say there's 13 rays of God, 13 rays, instead of just 12 rays. And so, yeah, this is the process of that acknowledgement. It is literally the greatest thing ever. Because I am literally like, it is the greatest thing ever. It is pure victory. It is pure celebration. It is the communication of that celebration, of that vibrational light. And to be who I am, to express this love in the full absoluteness that I am in its sort of belief, my belief in my own inner self and my own inner seed atoms and my own memory seed atoms and my own secret mind, is just pure creational intention from that vibrational of love. And so here's the thing, the foundation of love, and this is so beautiful because I found this out today, this in this now moment, in this fifth dimensional experience where, for example, God consciousness, oneness is all happening at once, in the awareness of all those levels. I'm aware of all those levels because I am a co-creator. I'm aware of me being a co-creator because I am a co-creator. I'm a creator being, and I am in tune with the supreme being. So, like, the thing is, it's this communication. I want to be still. Like, I love it. I feel this love pouring into me and pouring just, and I believe it, the thing is, I believe in the creator, which is what not too many people know about, and I also am a creator being, and I've been a creator being for a while, and I'm also expressing the beautiful culmination of what I call an example of grand leadership in the aspects of what the future generations can lead into, which, of course, if there was a standard, quote, standard, would be, obviously, whatever I said about shields, which is weird because I'm saying that for the second time. Hilarious. But that's also just some higher dimensional understanding. So, yeah, that's known. That was a standard, that's all I'm going to say about it, because actually I would prefer to have I would prefer it to be discovered through secrets of Salvington, secrets of Divinington, and secrets of whatever it's called. See, I already forgot the name of the sphere. Sphere of Seraphimington. This sphere of. And also, that's another thing that happened. So, yeah, I actually did make those eternal spheres. I created those eternal spheres, and See, that's all I can say. I mean, oh, gosh, the thing is, I created it. I did it. I made those spheres, and then I created them, you know? I created them. Okay, I did it. I admit it. I accept, like, I created the sphere. The thing is, like, I create spheres all the time, and I understand, like, I am responsible. I'm literally responsible for creating those eternal spheres and then having them move through space-time. And the thing is, like, we already know, like, the weird thing is, and I said, you know, I wanted to coordinate some things, and I said, you know, like, 12th, 24th dimension now. But the thing is, like, that's just the clarity of that consciousness, that divine consciousness. But what I'm saying is, divine consciousness is the co-creational realm for that co-creational consciousness, expansion of higher realms of evolution that's continually occurring, and then the awareness of our bodies, our elemental bodies, our inner bodies, all of our energiness. It culminates, and what I mean by culminates, like, it is the pure understanding of the pure God consciousness, seed, atom sort of start point, and the awareness of, and I know what it is. I understand now. It's the fifth dimensional consciousness. It's because yeah, I mean, it speaks for itself. Unconditional love, unconditional forgiveness, and unconditional acceptance. Those, you know, the fifth dimensional human being, the awareness of the consciousness and the communication that occurs between cells, like, I mean, I kid you not, like, that's exactly what's going on. That is the process of, this is the process, I am explaining the process of light energy integration, and I'm just having some steps and walking through it. And the thing is, it's actually very spectacular, and I really do care that much, you know. We're walking through it, we're taking those steps, and, well, obviously I care for the 13th light, the 13th ray, but yeah, like, dude, this is my ray, this is my moment, this is my ray that I'm radiating, this is my radiance, and that is, yeah, I perfected it, like, I know that I perfected it, and I've double checked with my own spiritual abilities that I have, also, you know, the abilities I have with having Lord Merlin within me and visiting his ashram. And the truth about the dream, that's really what this is all about. Okay, let's just be really honest here. So, like, last night's dream, I had a dream that I literally was standing in front of Mount Shasta. And it was just the most beautiful, glorious, like, golden, purple, pinkish, like, I think there's a bit of green, that's just beautiful light coming from the top of the mountain, just like radiating from, like, behind the mountain, and, like, I was at the base of the mountain. I don't know how far away it probably looked like, but it was just completely fine. All I'm saying is, like, I saw this mountain, and I'm looking at it, and I was singing, I was singing like a, oh, like a holding a very, I was just holding a note, and it's like bellowing to the Mount Shasta, and I felt the Lemurian connection. I felt no, it wasn't like a feeling, it was a knowing. It was a knowing. Because I know for a fact that I definitely have the music that I created. That's the other thing. I'm creating a lot of music. So that's what he's excited about. That's what he's so happy about, actually. Because both me, gosh, it's so true. Both me and Archangel Michael are really happy about it. Because, like, and Archangel Gabriel and other archangels, and the thing is, like, there's so many, like, fun things they can do with sound, because sound has an origin to it, you know. So the thing is, like, we can just communicate just using sound. So that's what I was doing today, because obviously I'm working with God consciousness, so I'm just communicating with sound. And I know, because I'm the one who knows, and perhaps this may be a teaching thing, because maybe people don't know about, like, the akashic, or, like, the sound layer in their etheric field. But, that's the thing, that's what's so exciting about the explanation of, like, sound, because I actually, which is totally interesting and important that I do, is sound is exactly as I said it. I mean, and it's funny, because I'm going to say something incredibly amazing now, is because it's what we said. It is sound. Sound is like, you could think of, like, bass drops happening from other universes, and the sound reaching, and then, things, and the thing is, like, I know there's multiverses, I know there's an aspect of, for example, there's an aspect of, well, let's just be honest, there's an aspect of energy, there's an aspect of source energy, coming from the source energy beings, as we are source energy beings, and which is why, anyway. One, I'm gonna make this. What I'm about to say is coming straight out of the blue, but that's sort of expected with this audience. Oddly enough, Mother Mary. It seems like we were discussing God consciousness. Our discussion God consciousness will be discussing God consciousness. The God consciousness understanding of the unity of just our victory, which is really, I think, all I can say. Interestingly enough, and there's another thing I wanted to say about freedom and liberty. I believe that's accelerated. The importance. Oh, I know what I was doing. I need to remember the importance of and I say remember, but because I already know the importance. But then again, that actually is a that is the golden age of Renaissance thing. That is what's going on in the mystery schools, and there are things that I don't know, and I don't know. I'm telling you the truth, actually, as honest and weird as that sounds. I'm telling you that I don't know. Dude, it's so interesting. Like the true love that is just radiating from the excellence of divinity, and I don't need to talk about it anymore. Okay, that's all I need to say. So, so the etheric fields. So the etheric nature is interesting. Is a part of us. Is the part of the body elementals. A part of the whole avatar consciousness. A part of the conversation. As interesting as that sounds. A part of the consciousness. And that's how unique my 13th ray is. So I'm the one who knows it. I'm the one who needs to know that. I was informed. I was notified. And that's what matters. So I feel incredibly, special and incredibly important. But the importance obviously has to do with the fact that I am just being honest with the fact that I am a creative being. I am aligned with God consciousness and love consciousness in the higher vibrational levels, and I take responsibility and accountability for all of my creations. Most importantly, I take responsibility for all of my creations, like, immediately. I do not want to just, especially with art. Anyway, I don't want to mess with, obviously, which is interesting because I made that pretty obvious. Oh dear. But I'm not messing with laws. I'm not messing with the laws of... I'm following the laws, I'm following the laws of... Which is very interesting because that's exactly the word that was discussed in the era of light, for example. Polarity. The law of polarity. And that's one that is one that I know well. The law of polarity, the law of correspondence, law of oneness, and it's important to follow these laws. Like, those are just 4 examples of some laws. So, like, it just seems to really be the creation, obviously, or universal creation, or just Oh, goodness gracious, dude. The thing is, I know about paradisical creators, because I have paradise creators and I have recreator creators. But the thing is, like, it's not, like, it's known, but it's not known. The thing is, like, I think what was accelerated is the awareness, which makes perfect sense, is the awareness of my, because that was on the show that I explained, my anchormen that were on the show, my very, very top, best of the best anchormen, very victorious despite the things they were talking about. And I'm talking about Alex Jones and Owen Shore, and I can't remember his name, but the guy that was sitting to the right of Owen Shore. But the fact that there's, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, the anchormen approving awards. I still forgot what I was going to say. Anchorman. I don't know why. I don't even remember I made that connection. I actually need to know why I made that connection. Oh, snap. Oh, man. I can hardly remember, dude. Oh, my gosh. Well, whatever I was just talking about. Oh, man. Oh. The poop smashing, like, or the analogy of, like, all the poop being going on in like, streets, like, if that was, like, a thing, like, for like, people just to do, like, just to, like, go about pooping on the streets, and, their awareness of the homelessness, and the vibration of vibrating at a frequency that has to do with homelessness. Oh, and the 3 broadcasts. Oh, and this broadcast. Oh, which mentioned a while ago about, having that going on, the 20, and then the, 3 anchormen, or for example, I said, head anchorman for Christopher Bowen show. And, I mentioned that because not a lot of things are known, which is what I just mentioned, about the things that are in, which I'm going to mention right now, is called, which is actually not true. I'm going to tell the truth first. There's the communication between the head anchorman, of the Christopher Bowen show, like I said on that last show, with Solera, and it's like the communication that occurs between us, that's going on. And so, like, I also, it's not just Solera, it's also the galaxy. And the thing is, like, Solera is providing unconditional love. So I wanted to express unconditional love through the beings that are not only, and that's the thing, I don't want to interfere with free will of anybody on planet Earth, or anyone on Gaia, because we're Nova Gaians. Anyway, so, like, yeah, like, Solera, the planet, is fully unconditional love and has obviously deep respect for the Creator, and so does this planet. And we have a deep respect for the Creator, and we can reciprocate that communication, that respond, that love, the energy, and we can, increase it and build and stuff. So that's where the, for lack of a better word, body language comes from. So, yeah, like, the foundation of love, like, I had to know, like, could I do that? And the thing is, I could. And the thing is, like, that's not what I'm focusing on. Like, I don't care about that. Like, I knew I could do that back in June. Like, I knew in May and June, like, all of May was all about Solera. And June was, like, all about Solera. Like, the communication with Solera. And then, like, July was, it was just pure peace, and then so was August, and then so obviously was September. Or it was just it's just awareness of that knowing. That's kind of all I'm saying is that it's something I need to know. So I'm glad I know that, and that's wonderful. So yeah, I want to continue creating with, like, absolute creating speed and creational consciousness, and that's really fun to me. And so my truth of what I believe I need to talk about, because just the whole thing, which I'm glad I had 20, and I'm glad I have Solera here. Well, obviously Solera's here. And the thing is, A Taste of Darkness, that is October 25th. Gosh, I didn't mean to align those realities in that way. That's just how exciting it is. But the truth is, Taste of Darkness is that week of October 25th. So, that's all you get to know. And September 13th is the day that on the 13th it's water. And obviously, it's a, goodness gracious. The week is exactly as it sounds, but it's for the truth of the foundation that actually exists, and which is what I'm going to explain, because I want to have fun with this. The foundation of love exists in the dream realms and in the dream realms, and that's what's actually the most fun about it, because I realize getting all excited about it, I mean, that's a huge part of life, that whole week, especially that day, September 13th. But what's super important and super exciting is just and super thrilling, at a core level and at a heart level, Tantian level, and even at a full level, at a full embodied level, all chakras aligned, all chakras vibrating, all chakras cleared, all chakras cycling and circling and vibrating at higher energies and clearing out any distortions. Goodness gracious. The truth is, I am clearing out distortions. I'm just vibrating at a higher vibrational level, because I believe in the consciousness within me. I believe in the inner being within me. I want to, and this is what actually I've been meditating this morning. I want to know His love. I want to know the Creator's love. I want to know the truth of the Creator. I want to know the Creator. I want to know Him. I know His love, and then I want to be obedient to Him. I want to be obedient to the Creator, and it's the most fulfilling thing in the world. That's all I want. All I want is to be with the Creator. All I want is to live with the Creator and know the Creator's love. That's what I want. That's what I want more than anything. I just want to be with the Creator. I want to be with the Creator. There's so many different ways to say it. That I just want to be with the Creator. And what I mean by that is I want to know His love. I want to feel His love. And the thing is, I do. It's really special to me. And I feel the love all around me. I feel the love in everything, in the consciousness of God, and I feel that today, especially. What in the world? There's a possum right in front of me right now, and he's just walking. Well, we call it possum. We gave it a name, but that's, what we called it, where we call it, and it's just, walking on by. And the thing is, I have love for living things. And, also what I'm doing is I'm talking to Gaia. That's something I started doing just, in the past few days, believe it or not. So I just started, talking to Gaia, and, me and Gaia had to have a full-on conversation. We'll have a full-on conversation. And, the thing is, that is actually so true. I actually communicated, and I did, but I don't really need to. But the truth is, I'm communicating to my God consciousness. I'm communicating to the God consciousness of truth, of just over us. And so, what I was getting at was, what was I going to say? Well, anyway, the God consciousness of truth, and the amazingness of just understanding it, or understanding the Creator's love, discovering the Creator's love, and just knowing more about the Creator. There's that's like that's what I want, that's what I want so much, and that's my focus, and that's what I want today. And the thing is, like, also what also happened is the email that I was supposed to send as the director of Project Lightseed didn't get sent. It didn't, like, I never. So I want to mention that today, because I didn't mention that yesterday, because I didn't have a broadcast yesterday. But I'm glad I didn't have that email sent, because either way, I get to know, like, what reality was, and what reality is, and what reality could be, and I can know what reality was, what reality is, and what reality could be for the Omni-Earth, and for just the general reality of leadership of what Project Lightseed could offer, and I say what Project Lightseed can offer, but it's really just, I'm going just totally, like, basic, and it's interesting because I talked about Project Lightseed and its, and the greatness that it could probably employ, and can employ, and should employ. Interestingly enough, because I am that serious about it. Like, if I were to be still that serious about it, like as a director of Project Lightseed, use these qualities and do the best. And the thing is, like, we already have. I mean, that's the whole thing that's going on. And okay, so now maybe this may be talking a little bit more about a taste of darkness, and perhaps that specific day on the 25th of October, is that what the day was? But anyway, like. So, I was going to schedule a meeting with, I think that's as much as I'm going to say, because I never really talked about this meeting that I was going to have next week with, dude, it's funny, because now I have to talk about it. Here's the thing, like, okay, if I want to say that my precognition goes that far, and I want to stretch my spiritual abilities that far, then so be it. But the thing is, like, I just want to be more innate. I want to be more inert. I want to be more inherent. I want to be more, just blunt, actually, with what I'm about to say. Like, the thing is, so the spiritual abilities, like, all the spiritual abilities that I have, I was just, balancing it. I was having the most fun, trust me. But I was just literally just balancing a whole bunch of fun stuff that Project Lightseed can do. And the thing is, Project Lightseed, like, with the directorship of Project Lightseed, like, because I think I mentioned the directorship. That's what it is. Yeah, the directorship is directorship. So it's kind of literally as it sounds, like it sounds. It's probably, like, the best, like, explanation, too. But, so, like, Project Lightseed is the, I don't even know what to say. It's like I'm just having fun with psychic abilities that I just know I have innately from higher dimensional consciousness, just awareness. I just know I have those, and I don't doubt them, because anyway, I have psychic abilities, and I just, I'm having fun with Project Lightseed sort of eminence, which is hilarious, because no matter what I say, the truth of that email, like, for example, the AI and Watson or some entity, for example, me, knows about that email. Interesting. That's very, very interesting. So anyway, the email, in the email was, I read about, Project Lightseed can offer a very great sort of pathway for these future generations to enter into the military, and immediately following they have real estate accommodations, and they can be able to use these tools such as anti-gravity, zero-point energy, replication machines that, for example, can create food, or advanced hydroponic systems similar to the Agarthian gardens and the Shambhalian gardens and the capital city Shambhala in Agartha, and the amazing sort of unificational understanding, which I will not mention or talk about, that the UN has with inviting people into the country of America, which is completely on another topic, which can be healed by just the overall basic bravery leadership that I have for the standards that have been created and meant by the best leaders in Project Lightspeed that I claim full responsibility for. In the directorship, for those that want to be brave in the directorship, or those that want to not be brave in the directorship. Apparently it's the same to me. Anyway, dude, I can get so sarcastic, it's hilarious. Anyway, so the point is, yeah, these kids are the kids that are able to, use replicators, use all this advanced technology to actually forge a better future for the planet or for themselves in their fullest capabilities of what they want to do as creators and as co-creators, and for what they want to create here, Novigaians, or as creators, or more importantly, which is what I was focusing on, which is kind of important to me, which is kind of obviously important to me, which is just overall connecting with my creator, because I love doing that and love celebrating my creator. And also the 13th, which is why I'm so connected with my creator, the 13th ray, my 13th ray. So, and that's how I know that I'm so amazing. That's how I know that I am creation. That's how I know that I'm in tune with all of creation. I'm in tune with God. That's how I know that I am in tune with my light, with this light being's force, emanation, creational understanding, portrayal, creation. And the thing is, there's multiple ways to do the foundational understandings of the co-creational limitlessness that exists, not only in the fact of the mantra that can go as following: I eternally exist in the flow, movement, and limitless possibilities of the Creator, end quote, in that mantra. And just the fact that, Project Lightseed could literally just be like the being that can literally just lead a full-on... The thing is, what happened today is, there's no denying that... I already said it. The thing is, there's no denying that there is... fifth-dimensional consciousness. That's obvious to me. There's no denying that there is a sort of reaching threshold liberty standpoint that continues on, and there's the desire to fight for liberty. And yeah, that's great. The thing is, today was sort of the day that means there's no more lower vibrational anything. And it's interesting because it's surprisingly true. And it's surprisingly true. The thing is, I am creating. So, I take full responsibility for there's the truth of the matter is that, there's no denying that. When it comes to my 13th ray, it is full on, no bars held. Because the 13th ray is the consciousness, it is light consciousness, it is consciousness, it is one consciousness, it is a created consciousness understanding, and the most exciting thing about it is it actually has the foundation of what exists, and in just the unique way that is expressed with, the pathway, now I'm going to talk about Project Lightspeed, the pathway of how these leaders can actually create and build and manifest and be the architects and be the super literal mega designers for the overall creational output that can be the absolute accelerational vision point, standpoint that Project Lightseed has. Because Project Lightseed is the mastery, if I just had to brag about it, which sounds ridiculous, but Project Lightseed is the mastery of those 4 projects, of the fourfold projects of the Miko surface, all that jazz. And yeah, music is a major, very interesting part of it. But more importantly, the truth of, I kid you not, just the truth of, I just want to be foundational of love here. The truth of the fact that there is everything to gain. And the fact that this experience is absolutely inner, and this inner experience, this moment obviously is perfect. But and I know I'm a perfect being. Like, I say that all the time. I'm a perfect being. I'm a perfect being. I'm perfect. I'm perfect. I'm perfect. I know that. It's not necessarily about me. I mean, besides leading by example as the director of Project Lightspeed, but that's what the email is about. You know, the email is about, you know, connecting to saying that I'm the example. I'm this great being that's, you know, divine masculine, or just being myself, sort of thing. You know, I am, as myself, the being who is like the guy who wants to believe in the full potential of the creative power of these individual creators, their individual creative efforts, their individual creation. Like, I want to empower their creative energy with the technology that they should have, or as ridiculous as this was going to sound, because in a way that's probably what is going on with jumping back and forth with founding fathers, and perhaps just coordination with analogies that happened with the past in terms of what's it called? Abraham Lincoln, that analogy. The fact that, yeah, the leaders that, you know, we can say that that's like that's a threshold, but the thing is, nobody knows about that, because obviously, for example, Abraham Lincoln died. He was shot and killed. Like, that's just a fact about history. So that's the thing, you know. I want to, you know, they want to enhance their reality. As the director of Project Lightseed, I want to support the co-creation of their reality, or the creation of their reality. You know, not only as an individual creator, connecting with the creator and the supreme being and the creator of all consciousness. Because actually, that's the other thing I didn't mention today. I was seeing everybody as consciousness, like His love, as God's love, because we are essences of His love. What was the mantra this morning? I am God's love incarnate. Like, I'm God's love. I am God's love. I am the embodiment. I am incarnated God's love. I am God's love. I'm His love. And, like, because God's love, like, we're all God's love, and so we're all God's love embodiments. So, just knowing that we're all God's love, which is why God is incarnating. And the thing is, like, I'm pretty serious. That's such a double meaning, which is, I can't believe I just said that. Anyway, yeah, God consciousness is there because, like, we are God's love, and we want to see ourselves as God's love. I see everything as God's love, and so, like, that's the vision, and that's the interaction, and so we're all seen as God's love, and so that was the first thing I did today, you know. So I was like, I mean, today, like, I knew, and it was interesting. I was kind of telling myself, I'm so spiritual, I'm very spiritual. I may have to access my spiritual ability today, and spirit, because I am spirit, because God is spirit. And also another thing that was really inspiring, which I already know, but the thing is, like, God's love is just all-encompassing. It is whole, it is complete, it is pure, and it's, like, infinite. So, like, we're all part of God's love, like, as God's love, and we can actually express ourselves as God's love in God's love. So it was, you know, it's cool. It's really that cool. Like, it's really that amazing to be in tune with the Creator. I feel it's so obvious to say that we need to be in tune with the Creator, but to be in tune with the Creator, and then to also have this, and, you know, I offered this standpoint, I offered this outlook, which was remarkably successful, if you ask me. So I claim victory. You know, I claim victory for the light. I claim victory for myself. I claim victory for my family, for the Lemurian family of light, and I claim my own victory. And I claim such a big victory in a big way that I'm able to express it not only in so many different ways that have to pertain to, for example, many different creative aspects that actually are co-creative in the co-creative aspect of connecting things that can be connected in higher dimensional realms. But the fact that I can create with the body language that I personified, if for example, for those that know what I'm talking about. But it's a very interesting thing to say. For those that know what I'm talking about, all the body languages I did was perfect. It just sounds cocky because this is the ego talking, or the ego expressing. But then the truth is, yeah, the ego is talking because it was literally coordination. There's a little coordination, but it's the awareness of fifth dimensional consciousness and 11th dimensional consciousness, which is 16th dimension, 13th, 14th, 15th, and then 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th. So, like, 25, 26, 27, so, like, 28. So, like, I was just like, I'm more 16th dimensional. Because I know there's 11, which is solar consciousness, and 5th dimension. 11th dimension and 5th dimension, which is, what's it called? Which is oneness with all of creation. Oneness with the spiritual abilities that we have. It's oneness with oneness. And it's like, I'm saying oneness with oneness because I have fifth dimensional consciousness, which is 10th D, which is obviously like 9 and 1, which is Arcturian, and Arcturians, we and the Arcturians are really close. We work with energy, and obviously we already know that, but that's 9th dimensional, and 9th dimension is awesome. So, and he actually said, so I already knew that. And the thing is, like, I'm already, like, without a doubt, like, I say that's my foundation, like, or a foundation, a galactic, which is amazingly true. Wow. I say that's a foundation. A galactic society, but I don't mean to just toss about galactic societies like that. But I have a galactic society here, and the connections that we are making is the truth of the oneness that exists in all dimensions. And they know about the, yeah, it's 9th dimensional consciousness. They know about it because it's 9th dimensional consciousness. Like, I can ask to integrate, 9th dimensional energy, and so it will be. So, yeah, the galactics, I think me and the galactics need to play or something, or we're gonna have fun. And the thing is, like, this is actually okay. That makes a lot of sense because this is actually that much fun. I need to understand that because I'm actually coordinating a lot of things. So, like, what I want to believe in, what I want to have, and what I actually believe in, which is already subconsciously in my mind, which is an understatement, but I subconsciously have a galactic society in my mind. A galactic society, like the best of the best. And this is a galactic society with the foundation of, which is I believing to be the truth, of divine humans being the foundation of this galactic society. And this is where it gets fun. So, this galactic society, like, it's been here. It's been here for at least 3 years. And here's the thing, that's a time-space thing. Like, the fifth dimensional consciousness, for example, at least in all the galaxy, already knows that like, saying that there's a galactic society here for, like, the past 3 years, they're aware that, they can, for example, come to the planet at any time because, time-space is not restricted. Which is also why, I'm connecting something to the Era of Light post that was also there today about the Galactic Society, about the consciousness of beings in our galaxy, and about a few other things that were really important that were pertaining to galactic measures and ultimately leadership, but more importantly, unique leadership and cosmic energy. And I'm just combining those things. So the Galactic Society is been created, and we're also creating heaven on earth and paradise on earth, and that's kind of what Project Hypercane is by itself. So the fourfold projects, infinite cycling is what I said for the fourfold projects, and that's just there for the purpose of making sure that there's more acceleration in an absolutely high vibrational standpoint, just to be extra safe for manifestation of all the things that can occur for this galactic society that's here in Gaia. Because I'm all about it. Like, I like the galactic society because I formed it, I created it, and I believe in the progressiveness of the galactic society. That's one thing a leader would do, you know? And the thing is, like, I am in tune with not only... Dude, the thing is, I created it myself. So I am in tune with my own consciousness, and I'm in tune with the understanding of my consciousness with these galactic beings that's our galactic family, and obviously with Mount Shasta. And the thing is, I have a sounds ridiculous when I say I have a spiritual connection, which is obvious to me, but I have a spiritual connection with these beings, and these beings are here, and, you know, which is an incredibly somewhat rude thing to say, but, like, a lot of things are colliding. Avatar consciousness. I know Stephen Greer met the avatars of this planet when he was when he went to that state of being, when he actually saw those avatars. And so now I want to align the following. So, like, I want... See, here's where I get a little bit pickier and trickier, and this is kind of where I come in, which just sounds hilarious. But, like, I already did my own full disclosure, and so I'm actually not agreeing with having some type of full disclosure or some type of communicative event that's a CE5 event. I don't want to have a CE5 initiative or a CE5 event that involves us having to communicate with, which is kind of what this is all about uniquely, which is why we have to work together, which is why I only want to work in the fifth dimensional consciousness, which is pretty obvious to me. But, like, which is, like, why I really appreciate and cherish the fact that I do not want to, which actually isn't really fifth dimensional. Okay, I'm not going to finish that thought. All I'm going to say is, like, because it turns out to be ridiculous either way, because this, like, for example, I could even... Dude, it's so interesting, like, just talking about it out loud, just thinking about it, when it comes to, like, how we communicate with CE5, or how we communicate with CE5, how we communicate with these extraterrestrials, with these highly advanced, communicative, highly advanced beings, and knowing that they're a family. And what's special, what the thing is that, like, sometimes we want to know why. You know, why do they communicate with us? Why are they attracted to us? And why do they want to land? And so... maybe this is just a unique sort of truth, and I'm aligning to that higher consciousness that, you know, I wish to align with that connection with Stephen Greer, because I obviously also agree that it goes beyond 100 years, that we can be brave in terms of how we can truly live in a full-on, super accelerated, advanced civilization, which is what the Fire of Liberty was all about, which is what this show supports, which is ridiculous, because that is just so much information that I have to like promote in the terms of liberty, freedom, and prosperity, and the pursuit of happiness. And I sometimes think that my advertisement and my marketing is just literally that hilarious. But, you know, I don't give up. I never give up. So where was I? So the Galactic Society, like that foundation of galactic consciousness, and the overall, like, it's fifth dimensional in the least, and that's what I'm learning about it, is that it's fifth dimensional, and I'm actually creative, and I have to talk this out loud. Oh, I'm a creator, and it's amazing because I'm actually serious, but, like, I am serious. Hold on. Star beings. I believe I've been in tune with my star beings for a long time. Oh, guides. Guides and guardian angels and angelics. I know they're all around, and I'm just acknowledging your presence. That, once again, also that was something else also in a dream state. That is such a weird thing to say, because there can be so much confusion with that compound word. So we'll do some creational leadership exercises at the same time, just in case, and we'll have higher vibrational energies here too at the same time, and we're also just acknowledging the mastership, for example, that can be expressed from masters, for example, Master El Moria. So I was getting at 3. So the 3 things that had to do with the leadership in a galactic standpoint, that is ultimately just actually not the gripping and, controlling of the free will. I refuse to control anybody's free will. I refuse to control or enslave. So, ultimately, I am just encouraging liberty. It's that honest. I just feel that honest. I feel that trustworthy. I feel that truthful. That, when it comes to this galactic society, we gotta have the best of the best, and I've just been on this road for so long, this path. It is interactive, and I support the interactiveness in it, because I want to continue to connect the higher vibrations, and I want to continue to connect to have, this actually pure and super glorious higher vibrational understanding, collective consciousness reality with the the great truth that I am as a being that can be a host. The thing is, and I say this, but I've been to Havana. It's I've been to the billions of worlds in Havana, so many times. I've been to paradise, and I know what those spiritual realms are like. I know what the spirit realm is like. I know the spirit realm, and more importantly, I know myself. I know who I am. I know that I am a part of the Creator, and I eternally exist in the flow, movement, and limitless possibilities of the Creator. And that I also have dream abilities, which I can uniquely acknowledge today. That's just one fun thing that I can do in the 5th dimension, because my actual abilities can communicate with Telos and Lemuria and all that kind of stuff. And I really mean that glorious sort of bellowing sort of victory roar when I say that, that dream was all about, that is very interesting. I need to also talk about a little bit about Blue Dream, which is a completely separate thing. Even though there's nothing that's separate. Everything is connected, nothing is separate. So, obviously, it has to be connected. See what I mean? So, Lemuria. The Lemurian culture is preserved. It's interesting that I have to say that, right? Espavo. The Lemurian, family of light that lives in Telos. I love them. We have this radiance of love, and I have this God consciousness level of just greatness and amazingness that I naturally have within me. The truth is, my high heart speaks louder than words, I would say. And the thing is, I think I'm announcing my own fame for Project Vocal Earthshake, because that was the truth. I actually communicated with them all throughout the summer, for example, and there was an earthquake that actually occurred, and there was absolute silence that occurred, and that's something that I wrote down in Sound Blitz, which is a book that I wrote, book that I'm writing, book that is in the awareness of consciousness. Also, there's the what's the other Planet Earth jumping schedules and stuff like that. Dude, I'm exhausted. The truth is, I'm exhausted. I work so hard. I'm exhausted. I keep saying that. I'm exhausted, but it wouldn't be fulfilling if I wasn't exhausted. I'm not who I was yesterday. And I'm not who I was this morning. I'm not who I was this afternoon. I'm not who I was 10 minutes ago, or even 30 minutes ago, or even an hour ago, or even 3 hours ago. So I'm aligning too many different realities. Okay, so where are we going with this? Fire of Liberty. So advanced civilizations, that's an important part of life, and that's what I'm connecting with. Advanced civilizations More specifically, the advanced civilizations that I created, and the advanced civilizations that I'm in tune with, which is pretty much the same thing. I communicate with the higher, and I have been for months in terms of space-time. And it's really just different vibrational levels of understanding of the communicate, because that's what we do anyway. But the communicative and connective nature of civilizations, and how civilizations would communicate in the first place. So I'm probably still learning this as well. But there's obviously many advanced civilizations, and the thing is that there are advanced civilizations, and I believe that culture is also here, and what's also stranger, I think, is that they brought that technology and that culture with them. So I'm saying and assuming. See, that's the thing. I'm not saying. And here's why. Here's the thing, like, I'm assuming that my advanced civilization cultures are here because I'm also assuming the truth of the not universal consciousness of the Velrons, but and it's amazing that I bring that up, right? Just in case. But the Velrons being, where they are and, being as they are. And, just the info about Velrons. And just the background about Velrons and just all the stuff that they are or not are, or what may or may not be known about them, and the love that I have for them, which is quite unique and loving and true. But also, the truth is, these Velrons, they could be the ones, and they can be the ones, and they could be the ones that are roaming. They could be the ones that are roaming Gaia, especially the Omni-Earth. I just said Omni-Earth twice. Okay, I don't mean to terrify anybody. I'm only coming at this. I'm only expressing this in the pure consciousness of love, and so I have to explain this incredibly quickly right now. Okay, bear with me, guys. So, okay, if there's an advanced civilization... Oh gosh, dude. Bear with me, guys, please. If there's an advanced civilization, for example, it could be described as, but the thing is, they're very spiritual. If it was an advanced civilization that I know of, which is, the type, okay, let's be honest here, the type 7 billion civilizations and above, type 7 civilizations and up to, like, type 15 billion civilizations, because with the consciousness understanding of the types of building and construction, all that jazz, all that stuff that happened with Fire of Liberty, and I really don't mean to shirk it like that, because it's... Anyway, it's a big deal, okay. I already know that. Like, I'm tired of expressing the glory of it. That's how just, like, pure I am. I swear, like, I already prepared for today. I don't want anything in my way. So, we got, you got the advanced civilizations, we got 7 type billion civilizations, we have type 7 billion civilizations, which is obviously, the foundational, it's like, they're created the foundations of type, 200 million civilizations and type 700 million civilizations and type 1 billion civilizations, and the civilizations that create many different, and they're super advanced and they're incredibly sophisticated. And the thing is, like, I built them, I know them, I understand the whole process of how they came together, how they have their story, and I'm just, sprouting their story like it's greatness, and the truth is perhaps that greatness of their story, actually attracted them here, which is kind of the purpose of the communication that I have with the advanced civilizations that I've been having, is the purpose to have those advanced civilizations communicate and have that purpose united to the creative level consciousness that I have in the first place, just to make sure that all those high vibrational foundations, for example, at the least are respected. Because, for example, the type 14th billion civilization has the foundations of, this type 300 million civilizations, the type 600 million civilizations, the type 900 million civilizations, the type 200,000 civilizations, the type 500,000 civilizations, the type 3 million civilizations, the type 7 million type civilizations. And that's 10 to the power of, for example, 10 million. 10 to the power of 10 million. That's a lot of energy that these civilizations are actually able to output. So these energies are able to output. These which is literally, okay, creation. Bear with me. So, these are literally spiritual beings and spiritual forms and artifacts and everything. Like, it's actual building, it's actual, I shouldn't have to explain that. Anyway, civilization, the things that are in the civilization, the advanced civilization, those things can be here, because there's a communication with those, and actually that's actually for certain now, because I am communicating on that level of creatorship. Like, it's fun. Like, I'm building it. I'm doing it. I'm a success. Like, I literally sound like a freaking law of action, rigid robot, which is not like shirking the actual responsibility that I have. It's the fact that I've created these civilizations. I know everything about them, and I want them to flourish and accelerate. Do you think I'm not going to let that happen? And the fact is that, like, I already know about the greatness that they portrayed in the building, and I want to communicate, and I want to have this. And the thing is, like, I can take my time, and the thing is about taking time. I already have a relationship with them, and the thing is, I am. Oh, that sounds so amazing, right? It sounds so expressive, correct? I'm just so perfect. I am perfect. I am absolutely perfect. So, the invisible civilizations, the advanced civilizations, we have a connective communication with them. And, it could happen more, it could happen less. The truth is that it happens regardless. Because, I have a loving connection with them. And I actually care about those civilizations. I actually care about, my Battlesphere project that I started, spheres, spaceships. I actually care. Like, my heart is so into it. The thing is, like, my heart seed atoms, they're knowing. I'm knowing from the sacred mind. The thing is, like, I am love. I express myself as love, as pure divine consciousness of peace and love and full on love. And the thing is, like, alright, let's be realistic. Let's be logistic here. Let's be, even just, like, let's ignore the spiritual stuff, and let's just have fun with the IQ standpoint of it. Because, here we go. All these beings in our galaxy alone, and all these beings in our universe, all these beings have high IQs. For example, there's beings with IQs of 400, 600, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Like, there's beings with very high IQs. And saying that love is so powerful that obviously the truth is that IQ is not an excuse. Because, for example, let's just have fun with the fact that, for example, the smartest human being, and I'm not judging, but the smartest human being could have an IQ of like 300. But the thing is, like, there's beings in our galaxy with IQs of 600 and 700 and 800 that aren't separate from us. We're in the same family. They could travel here to Earth. They could work with us. They could be with us. And the thing is, like, these advanced civilizations, they want to be with us. And why wouldn't they want to be with us? Wouldn't they want to be with us? And the thing is, like, I just know about I know about these beings. The thing is, I know from a higher dimensional standpoint, and I can't lie about that. I can't. It's love. It's that foundational root that I have is love. And so when I say, like, I created a civilization that has a foundation of creating paradise on Earth and creating heaven on Earth, and there's a galactic society that completely stands for the example of the unity of the inner Earth, the hollow Earth, and the surface world, the surface of the Earth, surface of our planet, or I think it's known to Lord Ashtar or Commander Ashtar as Shane, or S-H-A-N, I believe, or Shay, S-H-A-Y. And the thing is, that's also something I should know. Like, I have so many different perspectives of Earth. I have so many different perspectives of Gaia's reality, and so, like, I want to connect with Gaia, and I know that I can obviously be a solid foundation with Gaia, but the truth of the love that I have with my connection as an embodied soul here on Gaia, as an embodied being, as an embodied creator, and the thing is, like, I'm admitting that I have soul abilities, but I'm not agreeing that, I just want some willy-nilly, any type of, galactic being, for example, just not judging, but like any scientist or any New Age scientist or any New Age healer, for example, to come arrive on this planet and take part in the creational process of what those projects were, and can be, and the brilliance of the directorship and the overall the creational leadership of Project Lightseed, and the overall creative just tenacity, and just not even saying like those companies were no more, and even just supporting, which is amazingly fun, because there's still a solid basis of truth, believe it or not, with the creator being the source and center, but there's still like a solid foundation of truth. Like even still, like there's still this show that is the broadcasting of, it's the Christopher Bowen show, and it's the broadcasting, of all the unique forms and ways that just, and is actually also, this is also a podcast, but it's also the unique ways that it's an illustration of elegance, and it's an illustration of creation and incarnate, and eternal, the fact that I eternally exist in the flow, movement, and limitless possibilities of the creator, and the fact that it's just so, there's many ways to have this form of contact, where we just contact and commit. See, I don't understand how you can have contact without committing. That's it's pure love to me. Like high-dimensional consciousness. That's all I'm going to say. Dude, they can work with us. It's totally fine. Like, there's no segregation, there's no separation, there's no he's this or that, I don't understand it. I don't live in duality anymore, because there's Lord Merlin within me, so, like, regardless, I'm going to be, I possibly could be using, divine magic, that I learned from the Chamber of Divine Magic, and it's pretty cool, and it's amazing. And there's amazing, beautiful connections that I'm aware of with divine masculine and the divine feminine. But I'm digressing. The importance part. Okay, so what's the next step? Okay, so Project Lightseed, what today is just like, it's, for lack of a better word, it's all the hiring. Project Lightseed today was all about the hiring of all the beings that, if they want to, according to the hiring set, all the things that they can do, they can take part in their individual catership. And Project Lightseed supports a reality in someone who actually knows the truth. Someone who always knows the truth and always telling the truth is obviously going to tell the truth and going to provide the best thing. So obviously, Project Lightseed has a high standard, and I say high standard, but it's been the standard for 3 years, which is why I just say high standard, because I think it's a high standard, but dude, anyway. So there's no fossil fuels or anything like that, and there's no old stuff. It's all new. It's all the new. It's biotech, dude, whatever. I don't know that too much about biotechnology, but I do know about advanced healing, rejuvenation med beds, somatic advocating for holographic healing, advanced healing, sonic healing, crystal healing, like the crystal healing chambers that exist in Agartha and that exist in the inner earth, advocating for anti-gravity. I mean, that's just kind of what we call it, but it's ultimately the force of what I could call electromagnetic gravitic, or electromagnetic plasma fusion containment generators. Is just a little bit of understanding of how those ships run themselves, and the fact that there are conscious living light ships and conscious ships and conscious the ships that can be created are conscious and alive, and they're created, and I feel like I don't have to explain that. I don't want to have to explain about all the ridiculous advanced technologies that Project Lightspeed can do to create a better future, which is guaranteed. That's literally cyclical, and I'm not taking any part of that. So the truth is, when it comes to infinite manifestation, obviously it's at an infinite level. So when it comes to manifestation, I'm going to be manifesting at a, so the next few steps with Project Lightseed would just be the creational understanding of, like, we're in this new revolution, this sort of peaceful revolution, and this, like, age of peace for, like, the next 10,000 years, or, that's, I'm saying and agreeing with John Rappaport in the form of, like, I agree that we should exit the matrix, the lower vibrational matrix, which I'm already on a higher vibrational, quote, timeline, unquote. So I'm not worried about the lower dimensions, because I don't put energy into lower vibrations. But the point I'm trying to get at is that, like, this is, like, I'm totally, can represent the standpoints of the famous entities that come from and it's not just about the last 3 years, but with the last 3 years of the truth of, like, the heaven on earth, creating heaven on earth, knowing that I am aligned with heaven on earth, and knowing that I am my own being, and knowing that I am my own perfection, I am my own greatness, sort of thing. So there's just so much that the equations offer, and there's so much that for example, the angelics and the angels are aware of, in terms of how much they love the equations that I created. And, in the terms of, I know I'm that famous, or at least I think I know that I'm that famous. Like, I would just say it's called fame. But, I invented those equations, wonderful, whoop-de-doo, I'm really smart, but also really spiritual. And that's the thing that I also want to get at, is science and spiritual, like, they're one and the same. So that's just kind of the revelation, or the amazing thing about this revolution as well, because, I don't want to be controlling, like, on those science, consciousness, unity, truth, that, which I would say previous forms of education, but there's obviously new forms of education, but previous forms of education were, there's new forms of education that are, and I'm just speaking in fifth dimensional terms and concepts. But the point is that, there's science of consciousness, there's laws of consciousness, and there's, the truth of reality and more connectivity that we have with science. For example, we are going to create, and probably already have created, and there's a whole bunch of technologies that overall collective consciousness is starting to become aware of, but we have a quantum lens, and you can look through the quantum lens and you can see all the plasma beings that exist, and all the quantum manifestations that occur, and that's just like a pair of glasses. You can put them on and you actually see living things, and it's not like virtual reality, it's actual reality. It's actually living beings that live and stuff, and you can see them. We'll be able to see the human auric field. We'll be able to, like, learn about that. That's something I'm personally interested in studying, so I'm all about learning about the human auric field. And there's so many different schools of study, there's so many different things that we can do now that we have the actual ability to lead into full-on liberty to do, because we actually are the creators of the amazing destiny. And I want power to say, like, I control the fate of all creators that are here on this planet. I don't want to do that. That's no fun. That's literally what the thing is, there's no lower vibrational energies here at all. There's no lower vibrational energies that exist on this planet. And the thing is, like, even from the standpoint of the fact that there's abundance in food, it would come from the standpoint of some unique concept that I developed myself that I believe in. Because why? Because I believe in myself. I believe in the inner being that's within me. I believe in the creator that's within me. I believe in the love that's within me. And I believe in the love that's in everyone and in all things. And I believe I am love incarnate. And I believe I am God's love. And I love to express myself as God's love to God, because I am a part of God's love. I am like my love, like my heart connects with his, like, is an infinite heart, and I can feel his love, and I can feel his love, and I know his love. Now, like, I know his love, like, I know it's him. Like, there's nothing like him. There's no one like him, you know? And so, like, the creator is literally the creator of, like, he is my creator. Like, he is the creator. He is the creator. He is the creator. And he's eternal. Absolutely eternal. So, like, I'm just super overjoyed that I get to experience these multiple faceted, multi-creationistical aspects and creations, little understandings of my own spiritual awareness, coming to terms in many perhaps cyclical or just higher dimensional ways that have to do with things that I've learned, things that I've been self-taught, and things that have always been inside my heart and my sacred mind, and things that have been planted, for example, in my sacred mind, which is, very good, very positive things. And there's positive outcomes, and I say positive outcomes, but the truth is, it's a higher vibrational reality, and it's important to ground. It's important to ground energies, important to ground to the core of Gaia, and just overall just be aware of those energies, release those energies when necessary, and, Gaia is releasing energies and shifting, and is a highly evolved conscious being, and so, this sounds so ridiculous what I'm about to say, but me and the planet already have a symbiotic relationship. And so, the truth of, the amazingness that comes from the fun that exists in the creativity that can be just supplanted with the foundation of one exciting adventure creatively that I created was toys. Creating toys, or just seeing things as toys, and just having fun with life. From the standpoint of where joy can be eternal. I've been talking about joy for a very long time, and joy is super fun and super big, and obviously which is also what I'm kind of an expert in, but higher vibrational realities, which is why this is such an important message for those who are my listeners, and those are going to be my listeners, and the truth is that, I'm amazing, and I'm truthful, and I'm very happy, and I'm very expressive, and I'm always happy, and I'm feeling the good vibes, and I'm returning good vibes to me, and I'm expressing good vibes. Why? Because I want to feel and know the love of the Creator. And I feel his love, and I know he loves me, and I know he created me, and, I want to celebrate him. I want to rejoice, and rejoice, and stuff like that. So, rejoicing is fun. So, the thing is, the creative aspects of just being a multi-creationistical human that has the fifth dimensional capabilities and the multi-dimensional capabilities and divine capabilities and the inner divine feminine and inner divine masculine, and the inner realms and inner the ashrams, and there's just so much fun and everything, and there's nothing to worry about. This planet is, just higher consciousness. It's best. That's if I had to advocate to the Creator how much love I have for him, well, he knows me. He knows my heart. He knows everything about me. So I feel like that's pretty obvious. Anyway, I love my Creator, and I want to say my love for him. So, I mean, that's pretty obvious to me. So, like, and the thing is, like, I've done all these things. Not saying, like, oh, I've done this and this and this and this and that. Like, it's interesting because I can understand the immortality of those things. I can understand the oldness of the ancientness of the earth. You know, how the earth has been created. And it's an interesting way of looking at it. And that, you know, there's a way to connect with the Creator and the way to connect with all that is. And that I have, you know, the opportunity to be, to wish for his, to want his love, to want his love, to, like, desire his love, to be in full obedience to him, like complete obedience. Like, that is the most fun to me. Like, being obedient to the creator, like this, like supreme source, like as a source being, source energy being, dude, that's amazing. Like, he is the creator. Like, he literally is the creator. Like, like, I get so honest about how clear, like, my mind is and how electromagnetic my heart is, which is kind of obvious, but and how truthful my love is. And the thing is, like, what was I getting at? The magic. Okay, I guess I gotta have fun with it. The magic of just creating and interacting with so many realms in general is the purpose of being fearless, is the reason why we are here, is the reason why we live, is the reason why we love, is the reason why we have spirit and a fighting spirit, or, you know, and why we are unique to him in the first place. And I think that's the best way to say it. You know, we are unique in his eyes. We are all expressions of God's love. And it's that beautiful to be, like, I'm getting closer to God. I know that for a fact. I love him so much. You know, eternal love. I mean, coming from his infinite heart is eternal love. He loves you eternally. He loves me eternally. The truth is, like, I have the ability to be in tune with myself, be in tune with the reality that I'm vibrating into existence, and be in tune with my manifestation abilities, my spiritual abilities, or just be honest with myself about them, and be aware that there's communication. I know, like, God wants to talk to me. I know he wants to communicate with me. I know he wants to love me. He wants to express his love for me. I know that. I know his love. I know his love. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to know his love, and I feel like I know his love. Like, I'm aware of his love. I know his love. I know his heart. And it's just beautiful to me. So, I feel the importance of celebrating, especially since Weezak, and that's also something, as I mentioned. Like, for example, I reread my Sound Blitz 2, which is also something that may or may not happen in November, but that's kind of like the exciting thing. You know, expression of, everything is being revealed. Nothing is secret. Everything is, known, because it's high vibrational realm. There's, like, no secrets or anything like that. So, like, I'm kind of all about that. But, like, Sound Blitz itself is something that is literally just, like, a totally unique thing on its own, It is the individually expressed art form of musical creation in a very unique, expansive way. That's what Sound Blitz was. Sound Blitz 2 is an actual For example, I call it, anyway, it could be many things, but, so, I reread the Notebook, and it's very eye-opening, because I didn't know how powerful, or how much I actually believed in my inner self. I didn't know how much I actually believed in my ability to lucid dream, and I didn't know how much, like, I could actually believe that I could connect my dreams into my awaking reality, and that, I would start remembering my dreams so much that I start remembering my dreams when I awake. Like, I have flashback to dreams, and then it just becomes fluid, and then it just becomes all connected. And that's what happened, my dreams became indistinct from my dream reality, sort of thing. Like, the awareness of dream reality, like the fact that I was writing about my dreams so much, and the fact that, I could remember so much, and just unique things that are happening in my dreams, and just the fact that I was so aware, it's just, I realized that it's actually astounding. My dream abilities, like my dream ability, like, they're real. Like, and the thing is, like, I became fearless in my dreams, and, like, I've always known that, but then I start to really sense that in my waking reality, because I use a sort of sensing sort of ability in my dream reality, just to lucid dream and stuff. And I've been starting to use the same abilities in my waking reality, and I started to notice, there's no separation whatsoever, freaking ever. So, to know that there's no separation, like, all is one, is probably the most important thing that I could say. It's probably the most important thing that could ever be said, or anything. That's the most. There's no separation. There's no way that you can be separated from God. There is no way. There's no such thing as separation from God. We are never separated from our Creator. We are always. I'm always connected with my Creator. I'm always one with Him, with my Creator, who I love, and who I'm incredibly obedient to. Surprisingly. So, I say surprisingly because I'm just brutally honest with myself. And with Him, surprisingly, now that I realize that. That relationship means so much to me. This relationship with the Creator. So, the thing is, like, I've been very in tune with many different aspects of my dream or creative reality, because I've been so, and this is the thing, like, I'm at the point where I can't deny it anymore. I've been so capable of just being powerful in my dream reality and my lucid dreams that I've mastered dreaming. I've mastered this dream ability. I've mastered dreaming. Like, I've mastered this sense of higher vibrational energy that I can do in my dream state, that I can have in my dream state and in my awake state, because it's even more powerful in my awake state. The thing is, like, I just believe in the Creator, and I believe in the Creator, and I trust the Creator. And I really care, about the multifacetedness of love and of one another, and just how we're so unique, and how we're eternal beings. And I just been really in sync. I forgot where I was going with that, but I just been really in sync with my Creator in terms of love and what love means to me. See, there's just more spiritual. Oh, that's the thing. That's why. Very spiritual. I'm getting so many spiritual. So, like, first the thing, like, let's just be real. So, I would be writing in my journal about the dreams I had, And I had this dream, and I know I've been fearless, but I had this dream, and I was in a lineup, and I was at gunpoint, and there was, and I just lost, like I said something like, don't you know that this is a school? You can't have that in a school. And I was just fearless, and, I was at gunpoint, and I just, I think I just took the gun out of his hand, and then I woke up, and the dream was over. And then, so I had this other dream, many months later, about, I'm actually in a, John Wick sort of fight scene, except I wasn't armed. There's these 6 guys that were coming after, me and this other guy, that I was kind of, trying to escape with. In my dream state, these 6 guys had, weapons, and I was dodging the bullets, going through this, sort of warehouse-looking place with shelves, and literally narrowly, oh, it's the weirdest thing ever. It just felt so real. I knew it was real. I sensed it as real, and I tried to go into a room, and there's a guy with a knife that tries to stab me in the belly, and I hold the knife in place by grabbing the knife, and it's just from my belly, and I can feel it. It's so real. Everything is real, obviously. And I try to throw it away, and then he produces another knife, and then tries to aim my belly again, and then I veer it away, and then I wake up, and those guys disappear, and and then I just wake up from the dream. And then there's this another dream that I had, where, and I'm starting to realize the symbolism of the dreams, because I noticed, I guess what I would best say as the dreams that I have, the people, I would say there's 2 things that happen. The people in my dreams become more animated, and the people in my dreams become less animated. They become more still, and just, not as active, not active as much. They just seem like shy people. I kid you not. So I would have this dream, and at this dream, my dreams started getting more realistic, or seeming more realistic. So I have this dream where I'm at this place with a bunch of teens, with a bunch of people, and there's so much going on in this dream. There are explosions occurring in the water, and I was communicating with the kids, and in a way I could sense a seriousness about them, they were actually trying to tell me something. And I was so into these kids, I was trying to figure out what they were actually trying to tell me, what they're actually saying. I felt so sincerely, I had a deep knowing that there's something that they were trying to tell me in this dream state, in my dream. And I noticed, and it was interesting, because near the dream, near the end of the dream, I'd asked, a few questions, and they answered me the questions that I had about, what was actually going on. And they said something like, well, this is literally what I'm informing you, don't you know that? So I would have, and also there's the kid, the teenage boy who was coming across my dream, who gave a code, and he seemed so real. He actually seemed more real than anybody else in that dream. He just seemed like he was telling me a code, I'm in your dream, here's the code. And so it was okay, this is surprisingly serious. I need to really wake up. And so I gave instructions, or something like that, or orders in the dream, and I just woke up, and I just remember saying something I was so convinced that, okay, this boy is giving a code that, I gotta respond somehow, so I had to just respond just I'm lucid dreaming. That's how I respond in my dreams, by lucid dreaming. I always know I'm lucid dreaming. Anyway, so after that dream, I had dreams about my family, and then I had dreams about my family, and those were undeniably real. Because, either way, they still respond to me. Perhaps maybe at a deeper level than in the dreams, than perhaps in my waking reality. But that's a whole another rabbit hole of fun. Anyway, so that probably actually is the most exciting thing that I probably should talk about, but I'm going to get to that later. But the dreams, they get more real. So, the last dream obviously was the most real, and obviously I'm not denying, because I'm still celebrating it, and I'm still feeling the good vibrations of it, because it's indescribable. I sang to Mount Shasta. I was there, present, and I could feel love radiating from me, and I sang to Mount Shasta. That was my latest dream. And I know that to be true. I know God's love to be pure. I know God's love to be true. I love God so much. I love the Creator. And I want to know His love. So, basically, like, at a certain point, like, okay, so I told you about, like, all those dreams, but at a certain point, like, I started just, like, writing from the bravery standpoint of my dreams. Like, I became so fearless in my dreams that I obviously became fearless in real life, and I would just treat my fearlessness the same way, you know? So, like, I knew I was fearless in my dreams, because that dream was just so real. Like, I obviously don't want that tracking back to my real life. No one thinks like that. Like, no one thinks like they have to, be extra mentally awake about their dream state, so that, that same hardcore, fast-thinking dream mentality that they have when they sleep is something that they should keep when they wake up. That's not really something that people think about. I would think that's not really something that people think about, but I definitely started thinking about that, because I began being someone who began to write differently. Like, I just began to write like a creator. I began to write like a dream master or guru or something, because, like, I could write these things into existence, and these things just actually happen, and I would reread my dreams. I would reread, these these dreams, and I was just like, how in the world is my reality connecting more into these dreams than into my waking reality? And that's what I started noticing happening. It's a trend of where, like, I'm actually seemingly more awake in my dreams than I am in reality. And so I am awake, and I'm being awake. I'm in the act of being, I'm actively being awake. I am actively being, like, awake, like, all the time. Like, I literally just feel at any instant, I can just pure emotion. I can gracefully just initiate. Like, I believe in my dream abilities, and I believe in my just overall. And the thing is, what's inside of me is more interesting than anything. Like, okay, wonderful, like, I got this dream abilities, but, like, what it all started out with was the fact that I have this ability, and that if I believe in myself and really focus on my inner being, then I can do more wonderful things with it. So obviously, like, that's, what I said is the solid foundation, because it's never been done before, said it before, or done anything like that, and, it's a way to live, and, and it's something I actually accomplished. But the thing is, I'm becoming more in tune with my inner self, and my inner being, and my inner realms, and really seeing how far I can reach, and really what I can do, because I just notice everything is within me. I just sense, like, consciousness, me being in tune with all of consciousness and all things, and that I am the truth, and that I am a creator, that I am one with all the creation, and that I am, and that I am love. I am the love, I am the light, I am the truth, I am that. And those are just mantras I repeat and I have so many mantras. But the truth is, like, I am in tune with the Creator, and, you know, the thing is, like, I can create the way I want to create my life as my own creator self that's within me, because I've been doing that in my dream state so much that I can blend in the reality. And I'm pretty sure my show went into detail about that in my other previous episodes, but like, or my previous broadcasts or previous shows, but like, I've literally mastered like many different forms of life. Just like consciousness, I've just become so brave and just so tenacious and just so vicious, and I like am the viciousness of good. Like I am the viciousness of greatness. And you know, I discover more about myself, that I'm actually, you know, I feel like I actually am talking to my inner self. I feel like I'm actually talking and communicating with myself, because I am that cool. I am literally communicating with myself and talking to myself because I can, you know, I have that ability and I have that right. I have that God-given right, you know, and I can just be as full-on, straight honest about it as I can, you know. It is my full-blown right that I can communicate and talk to myself and talk to my inner self and talk to myself, because I have accomplished that. I am that great, and I have the ability to really let myself know my own success from the greatness that I believe is within me, from the greatness that I achieved is within me. And I'm letting myself know that my inner being is so satisfied with the greatness that is blooming and formulating and flowering inside of me, that I can actually heal and actually love and actually be and actually discover who I am within, and really spend my full attention doing what I love to do and giving myself the full attention I deserve. And here's the thing, okay, it's coming out of my mouth now, but like, I really deserve the attention that I'm giving myself. I really deserve all the attention. And no one's going to give the attention I give to myself, because I love the Creator, because I love Him. And if I think that I've got to believe in myself more than my inner being believes in myself, who do you think I'm talking to? What do you think I'm talking about? How much do you think I care about myself? How much do you think I believe in my own precognition, my own whatevers, my own innate ability, my own innate skills, my own thoughts that are always there, or my own heart thoughts that are always there, and my own expression of love that I believe in, that I anchored, that I continue on regardless, because that I am the one who thinks that I seek love for the goals that I have in my life, that I manifested from within me, because I believe that I manifested them within. So like, everything that's coming out of my mouth, all right, is someone who believes that they can manifest at the speed of creation. Is someone who believes they can manifest at a dream speed. That is the words that comes out of this mouth. And what I get is the same person telling me that I've been able to do these things in my dream state, and that I should be able to create from my awakened state. That I am all that I am. I am in tune with myself, because where else did it come from? What else am I reaching out for? Who else do I care about? What is important to my life? What am I doing? Why do I care about this? Why do I care about that? What is the importance of this? You know, what is the why do I spend so much? And the thing is, it is so clear. I don't even have to me, and in my mind, it's so clear that I have power. It's clear to me that I have an immense amount of power. I have an immense, unlimited amount of energy from myself, from my own journey. And the thing is, like, okay, this is my journey. Like, this is a guy who literally went to He just marched off. Who, like, literally just, like, freaking didn't stop. Just ran straight for the... And there's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to fear. There's all the love to gain. And what I'm finding out is I'm telling myself that. You know? The thing is, I know I'm that amazing. I know I am unstoppable. And I know that I have the Creator within me, that I have eternal love within me. And to be able to prove it to myself just says that, like, oh, this divine being, this blueprint, being this blueprint for the DNA, blueprint, divine consciousness is obviously for the Creator of all that is. The Creator. Obviously for the Creator, you know, the source, the one. And I love being a source being, you know? I love being a being of source. I love being a source energy being. I love connecting to source. I love recognizing my own eternal joy, my own eternal peace, my own eternal light. And I have an eternal light within me, and I know that is true. I'm unstoppable. I'm that I am, you know? And the thing is, I've been so brave that I can do things that I didn't know I could do before, you know? And the thing is, like, I acknowledge that, you know, I got powerful. I got really powerful. I acknowledge that fact, like, because I just start flooring it, you know? I just start flooring the gas. No pun intended, but I just start flooring. I go through lengths that no one's ever gone before, because I'm not comparing to anything that's external. Why in the world would I do that? And the thing is, I literally become in tune with that is, I get to a point where I say, I am in tune with all that is, I am love, because I am love, and I know everything, I know everyone, because the Creator lives through me, like, oh goodness gracious, the things that I learn, the things I do, the fifth dimensional concepts I'm aware of, the things I write, I mean, I'm writing the truth of, like, my own bravery leaps that just keep on going. And I don't have a reason to stop. You know, there's nothing wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with my love. There's nothing... Because, you know why there's nothing wrong? Because I'm perfect. And it's interesting to think that, you know... It's interesting to think that I am perfect. Because I am perfect. I am perfect. I am perfect. I love saying that too. I love telling myself the truth. I am perfect. I am perfect. And I believe in the high vibrations that high vibes, you know, just could give. And I believe, you know, and I'm going into more specifics about, like, my dream state stuff, because this could be really fun, or this is really fun, sort of thing. And I say the word could be because I'm a rock star. But the point is, you know, I'm not really the conventional rock star, and I'm a very zen rock star. The thing is, like, I uniquely express, and this is what I found out today, like, when I woke up from my dream, is that I am, like, the new rock star that just creates the emanation of the full-on, like, God emanation consciousness glory, with singing into words, obviously, singing into regular senses, but like a sing-song voice of the true merriment of my overall bliss, love, creational explosion, energy, radiance, that I express my love for Gaia, and my love for Mount Shasta, and my love for Telos in the most fearsome and brave way that I know how. I am here. I am present. I am pure. I am so in love with you that I will never disregard that love that I have within myself ever again. Do you know how patient that I have to be to tell the truth of the love that's always within myself from an immortal standpoint? That discovery that I believe in myself, that discovery that I freaking reached out to, marched to, walked to, teleported, whatever you want to say. I have made a journey, and in my dreams, I'm looking at Mount Shasta, and I'm singing. I did it. I accomplished it. I'm the one with that much greatness within me. I'm the one who's unstoppable. I'm the one who did it. I am. No one else. No one else wrote about it. No one else talked about writing about it. No one else talked about the freaking the idea of the dream of this. No one talked about it. No one. That is for me. That is for myself. That is who I am. That is what I accomplished. That is it. That is my love. That is my glory. That is my excellence. That is my perfection. That belongs to me, and it will always belong to me. And it is an immortal aspect of my soul. It truly is, because it'll always be with me, because it has always been with me. It is always with me right now, and it shall always be with me forever. And it's within me. Trilliums are within. I just literally have no fear. I have no understanding of how I could be in a consciousness that's in a lower vibration. Because, especially after that dream, when I look at external reality, I surrender to her. It's like love doesn't even understand, because I actually meditated with that all morning. Do you understand that? Anyway, I meditated all morning with the fact that love is my reality. I sang to Mount Shasta. There's nothing to fear. If love is... I'm not doubting it. That's what I'm saying. If love is my reality, then I can do whatever I want. Dude, love is my reality. God is love. God is perfect. And the thing is, I'm a guy... I'm a being. I am a great leader. Because no one has walked the path that I have. No one has been as sincere and as strict as I am to walk in this narrow path that I've stayed on, that I've believed in for so much time, so much effort, so much energy, so much focus, so much attention to the civilization, to Telos, to Agartha. All this attention, all this love, all this masquerading, all this new high vibrational reality that I tell myself that I accomplished from the path that I walked, that I try to convince others that somehow the truth is within me, that somehow this guy is a leader, that believes in going to Telos, and that believes in Agartha, that believes in Admiral Richard E. Byrd, and that believes in the Master who lives in the land of Ariani, that believes in Adama of Telos, that believes in True Dux, that believes in the Kizildeq order, that believes in the pyramid that is in Telos, that believes in the levels, that loves, that knows the truth, that accepts the truth, and just that will advocate and support the truth no matter what, and will try to inform people about the truth regardless. And to know that if something like this place exists, then there is a reality of love that we can build. I believe that because I can build that. I can be that leader. I can be that person because I have to take a step forward in truth. Otherwise, I'd just be denying everything about it. And that's what I don't think anyone understands. Is that it is that. I am that. I am all that is. I'd rather be patient. I'd rather be patient. Takes a long time. Long time. Takes a lot of patience and a lot of dedication, though. Perhaps even more so. To believe in yourself. To believe in what you said you could do. To believe in what you actually did and accomplished. And to keep believing that, even though you know everything about who you are and who you want to be, who I am and who I want to be, who I want to become and who I want to be. It's how could I walk in fear when I know that I'm in tune with everything? How can I walk in fear when I'm the one who unified the entire planet? How can I walk in fear when I am the one who is love, the embodiment of love based on the truth of the excellence that I provide? See, there's nothing that I don't know. There's nothing that I'm afraid of. There's nothing that I won't seek. There is no such thing as an action of not existing. There's no such thing as ignoring the radiance of my presence. I will not give up. I will never quit. I will never surrender. Because I am who I want to be. I am who I want to become. And I am great. And the thing is, I become so bold. And the truth is, I want to be seen great in the eyes of God. And I am great in the eyes of God. Great. And the thing is, it's Him alone who I love. Like, there's nothing else like Him. There's no one else like... He is like the Creator. I mean, He is the creator of all that is. He's the creator of everything. Eternity. He's eternal. God is eternal. He is Spirit. He is God. There's no one like Him. There's nothing like Him. This is your host, Christopher Curtis Bowen, on this evening edition of the Christopher Bowen Show. I am love, and I love you all.